when we're close enough that we need to either go find more capacity or put a moratorium out. And there's discussions that will occur there, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date. I met with the warden over at the prison. The warden is announced that they're going to do a $45 million upgrade to their, I guess it's their heating system, where they use steam pipes now going throughout. They're going to be changing all that around for much more efficiency, but it'll be almost a 3-year job. So there might be a little disruption on North Brybrook Road as they use their side entrance for some coming and going, not for the public, just for deliveries of systems and maybe the construction workers entering through that gate. And as we get closer to knowing the plan, will be updated, and we'll make sure the neighbors down at the south part of Brybrook Road are well aware of what's happening there. As you know, they have a little dirt road entrance on North Brybrook, just down a little bit past the park. Also, she told me that the Gates prison, the 2 buildings they were using over at Gates for facilities, have been shuttered. They've been shut down. They've been boarded up and will no longer be used. So the north property, the Gates property, is indeed not being used, and perhaps in the future we can inquire about how this town could retake that land that goes all the way to the highway and all the way to Society Road. So discussions for future times. Some of us got a chance to see the school buildings this past weekend. The principals and the superintendent were able to take us through to all 3 of the elementary schools as they are nearing the halfway point or past the halfway point now of construction. The new classrooms look incredible. The construction is organized chaos. They know what they're doing, and the kids are safe from all the construction. And it's amazing what they're doing to these schools. Great schools with great bones, and the new classrooms looks very updated, very colorful, and the lighting is LED, and the windows are clean and fresh, and it's going to be great to get that project done. I was at the cost annual meeting today, talking about legislative issues and the future of Connecticut. I mean, improvement is on the horizon, and there's good fiscal management going on up there. Of course, there's a new legislature, new power, and new governor, and we'll see what comes of that. Is there a potluck dinner this Saturday? Oh, Friday?
Friday.
Does anyone know? I have it on my
the
calendar. I have not
conservation-
gotten an invitation.
Conservation.
Yeah, all the groups, the historic places and open spaces groups. I had it on my calendar. I have not received an invitation to it, so I'm not sure if it's on or not. But
It's posted on the
Is
board.
it out there then?
On the board, yeah.
So it is going on.
118, the preservation potluck.
Preservation Potluck is this Friday, the 18th at 6 p.m.
Yeah, at the Niantic.
At usually the Niantic Center Church.
Mm-hmm.
Niantic Community Church. Thank you. That's all I have for this evening. Public comment? Anything? Mike?
Mike Schultz, Lovers Lane, East Lyme. Good evening.
Evening, Mike.
What's the name of that pizza place that we used to cross the street from where Benny's used to be? Is that Crown? You know?
Yeah.
You know that? They got
Benny's
that
is-
dynamite meatballs just to lay. So.
You can't advertise
The
that.
best.
You mean Supreme Pizza?
Supreme Pizza.
Supreme Pizza.
Supreme.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's the one. Okay, good meatballs. Rest of it, I'm
I
not
think
sure.
they're Greek meatballs, though, right?
I don't
Nothing
know.
wrong with that.
They got little old ladies making them. I
Yeah.
think. They're really good. Okay. I too attended that meeting last night. I thought it went over very well, and I hope things move forward for that complex. We definitely need something for the police department, be it that place or somewhere else, but I know what I'm in favor of. And it's the new location that you found. One of my concerns is we're coming up with budget time now, and everybody's working on their contracts, and the Board of Ed is, of course, they get theirs out very early. Pretty lengthy process for them, and very, very detailed. One of the concerns I have, and I spoke to Mr. Newton about this, is the contracts that they have. Some of their contracts do not extend beyond 2019, which would imply then that the last half of the budget year, you don't know what the money's going to be, what the salaries are, what the costs are, and could be a lot of people involved in that. And they're working on the secretary's one now, but I definitely think that something like that needs to be pushed on, so they don't all of a sudden come up at some point and say, well, we under budgeted. And the public, we're supposedly approving that budget, so we should know what those costs are. I'm also concerned about the cost of salaries and benefits. They seem to be outpacing what we, the taxpayers, can afford to pay. And I say that because I know, without mentioning names, I got one individual that's getting almost $8,600 compensation increase coming up. That's a lot of money. There's others that, and many of them, are getting $2,400 increase. And I got a real big batch of them getting $5,000. These are all things that are in the contracts. The teachers' contracts or the Board of Ed contracts are online now, so the public can, if they choose to, go in there and take a look at them. The teachers are doing a great job. There's no question about that. And I give them credit for what they have to do. I know it's difficult, but we're sitting on the healthcare costs, which I believe, if I've read my notes correctly, we've exceeded 1.6 million of the budget, over budget, on the healthcare costs. And at the same time doing that, we're giving these large salary and wage increases. It's not just the board; it's here in the town too. But I can look at 6 to 6.6% in some people. It's in there. Absolutely is in there. It's in the contracts. I have them.
Okay, I'll talk to you about it.
That's fine. Maybe I'm calculating it wrong, but I'd be more than happy to
Okay.
have you show me where I've gone wrong.
Yep.
And the point is that my health insurance costs are getting horrendous, as is every other taxpayer in town as well. And I believe this overage that we've got on costs should be covered by those people that are having a health coverage. There's at least 1,120 people that are covered on our plan. 460 some participant contracts. We should be, in order to cover that, we should freeze wages and salaries for the town and the school system for at least 2019 and 2020. You should not be passing that excess cost on to everybody else, because we have our own excess costs that we're dealing with. It's not fair. Now, we made the mistake of going to being self-insured for the first $125,000. Somebody thought that was a good idea, but I preached on that for 3-4 years that it wasn't a good idea. Oh, yeah, we're going to save money. No, I'm not saving money. I found out today, if you don't mind a little bit of news here, that they got a pill out now for cancer. Take the pill instead of chemo. You know what the pill costs? $8,000 a month. You got to take it for the rest of your life. But it supposedly knocks out the cancer and prevents it from regrowing. That's a pretty significant thing, but I just don't know who could afford $8,000, and the insurance doesn't pay for it. At least wise in most cases. I don't know if that's something new, but I just heard about it. Now, I had mentioned that the Board of Ed, the contracts are online. The Board of Ed, and I wish that we could get the town's contracts online. I come down, if I want something that I can sit down and review, I gotta pay 50 cents a page for it. For two-sided, it's $1. It seems to me that we should be able to put them online. If they can, we should be able to avoid that. The other thing too is the board recently, apparently have removed the link from the town to their website. So you can't, if you want to have information on the Board of Ed now, on their meetings and their minutes and stuff, you have to go to, we're not linked. So I just wondered if there's something could be accomplished there, where at least why you'd have a link from the town website to theirs without having to go specifically into their website. If that's something that we do, it'd be helpful. So I guess that's all I have, but please give consideration to a wage freeze. It's time. We need to do something. Thank you.
Okay. Any further comments from the selectmen? Okay, we're gonna go into an executive session. I can move some things around on my desk, I suppose, or we could do it here. This is the last thing on our agenda this evening. I guess we could just do it here and clear the room, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So could we have a motion to go to executive session?
Okay, I'll move to go into executive session to discuss security issues.
Second.
Okay. So we'll do that. We're gonna clear the room here, and I guess since there's nothing else on our agenda and there's no motion, we'll probably sign off tonight's broadcast. So thank you all. We'll come out of executive session and we'll adjourn.